So let's say that you pass by the same old empty warehouse every single day. The windows are dusty, the pavement's overgrown and it's cracked. Now let's imagine that instead we're 50 warm, safe homes for people who are currently sleeping outside. They call it adaptive reuse. So let's talk about that. Right now, did you know that there are more than 653,000 Americans that experience homelessness any given night? And that's the highest number ever recorded in the past 15 years about HUD. And at the same time, did you know the U.S. has over 1.3 billion square feet of vacant office space since the rise of remote work? And a bunch of that space is never going to be filled again. We live in a country where buildings sit empty and people sleep outside of them. And that's something that we can change. Today I want to show you how transforming abandoned offices and warehouses can be quick, cost-efficient, and strengthen entire communities. Homelessness isn't just a big city problem anymore. It's local, it's personal, and it's growing rapidly. Rent across the U.S. has risen over 31% in the past 10 years, and income has stayed about the same. Almost half of all renters are now considered cost burden. This means that they spend over 30% of their income just to keep the roof over their head. And for people that are living paycheck to paycheck, a medical bill, loss in job hours, or a family crisis can push them into the streets quickly. Cities lack affordable housing units because their new construction is expensive and it's slow. A new apartment building can take 3 to 5 years and cost upwards of $300,000 a unit. Yeah, we have a massive need for affordable housing, but we don't have the money or the years to wait. But luckily, the solution's already available. Adaptive reuse. It involves converting abandoned buildings into homes. Instead of letting warehouses and old offices rot and go dark forever, we can transform them into micro apartments, transitional housing, and even community living spaces. It'll be significantly cheaper. Adaptive reuse costs 30 to 50% less than building a new apartment house. The structures are already there. The walls, the foundation, the roof, the utilities are already there. They're just giving it a new purpose, and it's much faster. Conversions can be completed in 6 to 12 months compared to the years that it takes traditionally. It's very eco-friendly. Reusing a building saves thousands of tons of concrete, steel, and the waste isn't produced. The EPA found out that building reuse can reduce carbon emissions by 30 to 40% rather than demolition and rebuilding. And believe it or not, it's already working. Los Angeles has converted over 12,000 old buildings into housing. Phoenix transformed an abandoned hotel into 120 units in under a year. And currently New York is using midtown offices, and they're converting them into hundreds of affordable apartments. So this is not a theory. It's proven and it's an effective model. Wondering what this could look like in our communities? If we act now, that empty warehouse turns into a place where families have a roof to be under in the rain and a safe place to lay their head at night. People will have a chance to rebuild their lives and have access to shared laundry, to kitchens, job training rooms, and neighborhoods will get new foot traffic. They'll have safety and stability. The children that were sleeping in cars will now have a warm bed and a table to go home to and do their homework. So now, what if we did nothing? The buildings will be empty, homelessness will continue to rise, and eventually even more people will sleep outside in unsafe conditions. Why would we spend millions on emergency responses instead of implementing a long-term solution? One of these choices leads to dignity and the other leads to decline. So what can we do? We can support adaptive reuse housing policies in our cities, advocate for grants, tax initiatives, and zoning changes encouraging the conversion of abandoned buildings. Let's vote for leaders who prioritize affordable housing, because the buildings are already here. The need is already here, and the solution is ready. Repurposing abandoned offices and warehouses into affordable housing units is not only smart and cost efficient, but it's compassionate and realistic, and it's urgently needed. The truth is simple. We don't have time to build hope from scratch. We don't have to. It's already standing there. It's already waiting in every empty building that we pass. And it's time to transform those forgotten spaces into solid foundations for people to grow and restore our humanity. Thank you.